Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be doing a really super quick art journal page using the Collage Collective book from Dina Wakley and lots of other little bits of collage that I've got around my desk. So I'm going in with some gel medium and just gluing down all the different bits and pieces that I've cut out from my books and had from collage sitting on my desk for a while. So down in the bottom left hand corner is a bit from Collage Collective. These are bits from old books that I've got around that I'm just using the corner, and you can see I'm just using some of the tiniest little scraps of bits and pieces that I've got. This is the way I tend to start off lots of my art journal pages if I've been creating for a little while and sort of want something in the background. I just sort of go around, usually around my floor as well, and see what's landed on my floor and glue it down into my book. Quite often when I'm doing it, it's just a way for me to break the page because I don't struggle with white pages these days so much, but if I've got something in the background, it really helps me not make my page precious. While it's still sitting white, it feels very, oh, I can't touch this, I might ruin it. Whereas if I've got stuff in the background, it's like, oh, there's stuff there anyway, it doesn't really matter, I'll just glue it down. So the little break you had there was me actually going into the Collage Collective to find a page that had these circles on it. And because I've cut the circles out, obviously I've got a lot more scrap left over, so I'm going to glue those down on my page too. So for those of you who haven't come across the Collage Collective before, it's a book published by Ranger for their artist-in-residence Dina Wakley, and it's full of her artwork. It's got doubles of each page. One is in text weight paper and one is in cardboard, so I think 180 GSM. I have used one or two bits of the cardboard one so far, but I do tend to use the paper one. One of the, not issues with it, because I think it's awesome, there's lots of great stuff in it, is the papers are double-sided, so you do have to sort of decide which page you're going to use, but because there is two of each page, what you don't use in one you can use in the other. So you can sort of see me flipping bits over when I'm gluing them down. So I've got these really big sort of collage circles or painted circles that she had in her book, and I'm just gluing those down onto the page as a bit of a focal feature. So they this book is just really good for going through and going, what do I have, what can I use? This figure is also from the Collage Collective, so I've just cut that out, and I'm going to be gluing that in as well. So again, to glue all of these down, I'm using gel medium. It's my go-to glue in my studio. It's just really quick and easy. I use a brush to adhere it most of the time so I can get quite a thin coat of it, and I tend to brush out underneath and over the top just to make sure everything's got a really good seal to it. So now I'm just tearing out some paper that I'm going to use onto my collective as well. This is some of her, her Dina Wakley's tissue papers that I'm gluing out into one of the areas, or into one of the circles. With the tissue paper, if you've got lots of gel medium underneath it and then some over the top, it does help it go translucent. I do find that I like to tear off the excess as much as possible because I really don't like the harsh lines to it, and I don't like having too much of that white halo around it, so I find that if I get rid of that somewhat, that helps. So now I'm just going in with some of her new carnation paint, just filling those white bits in the background because I just don't do white apparently. And I used this sort of chevron-y stencil. Now the reason I didn't have any paint on it, I had a wet wipe, but I'd actually previously been spraying ink through it, so it had some ink left on the surface, which is sort of a reddy orange ink, which is what's gone on there. So using your dirty stencils over the top of your artwork is a really good way to introduce some new colour. I'm now just going in with my Stabilo oil pencil to outline everything and to do some really scribbly journaling. And that's pretty much this page. You can see me sort of tapping my finger there thinking, oh, what do I do now? I do have a white pen out that I'm going to prime up and just do a little bit of extra scribbling just to sort of match what was already on the page, and to put some white back in there because obviously I'd sort of covered up the white. But one of the reasons I really love this collage collective is you can sort of use it as a guide to what you're doing. So I had those scribbly circles anyway. When I glued them down, I could then re-scribble over the top of them to blend them into the background a little bit more. Instead of having that cut edge, now I've got my loose lines over the top to make it sort of fit in a little bit more. Final thing I'm going to do is just trim down my page. Again, that's something else that I can use in the future, and here's a close-up of what you've got. So you can see the collage in the background with a little bit of paint over the top and those focal images. It was so quick to do and so much fun, and it's a great way to use up the scraps you've got sitting on your table. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye for now.